I'm Darren Jaime, and I'm here with our Syracuse City School Superintendent, Sharon Contreras, and good to have you, and got a couple of questions for you. First, tell us a little bit about your school's alternative breakfast initiative and how it's implemented in your district.
Thank you for having me today. I am so excited to talk about our alternative breakfast program. We are currently serving breakfast in the classroom for 14 elementary schools, a grab-and-go breakfast for 10 middle schools, and a breakfast out of vending machines in 4 high schools, increasing the number of students eating breakfast by thousands every day.
What made you decide to really approach this program?
You know, so many of our students are not eating a nutritious breakfast, not eating healthy breakfast, and I would watch them start each day going to the corner stores, buying chips, sugary drinks, and coming to school and eating these things, and then they couldn't focus, they couldn't concentrate, and we knew how important it is to have a healthy breakfast in order to learn. So we wanted to make sure every student had access to a healthy breakfast. So we implemented this program with a grant from the American Association of School Administrators.
Now, when you feed kids like this, does it help with the mission of the school district itself?
Absolutely, because our mission is to make sure all students are college and career ready, that they're ready to participate in democracy and able to compete in a global economy. They can't do that if they can't learn. So we make sure that they're healthy every day. And some people say that's going too far. The school district is going too far. In my mind, it's not. And it makes me happy to know that every student is coming to school and they have a healthy breakfast. And we now have universal breakfast and lunch for every single student. No one pays for breakfast or lunch anymore in the Syracuse City School District.
What do you think is the role for a superintendent in supporting an alternative school breakfast program such as this one?
Well, it's to make sure that parents and teachers, our unions, administrators, our custodians, the students, that they understand first and foremost why we're doing this. What's the importance of breakfast in the classroom? And then making sure that everybody plays their particular role and making sure that we collaborate constantly and consistently to make sure the program rolls out and is implemented with fidelity, and that if there are problems, that we come together to problem solve. That's my job.
But what about the teachers now? Are they really buying into this?
So when we first pushed this or rolled this out, there was a lot of pushback. But what they learned is that students are much more settled now. The cafeteria is very chaotic, but now they come in and it's more family atmosphere in the classroom, so they're sitting down, eating together. They're even starting their classroom work earlier, so they're getting more instructional time for starting this program.
What was really the impetus for you to decide, listen, we need to do this. We need to take advantage of a program, an alternative breakfast program. What made you do that?
I just believe that healthy students learn better, and I also have a heart for making sure that students that have so little actually have an equal opportunity to learn, equal access to learn by having a meal. And many of our students are so poor, they wouldn't have an opportunity to have a meal if we didn't provide it for them.
You talk about healthy students that learn better, healthy superintendents administrate better too, right? So in your own, you've actually done some healthy eating as well and some healthy living. Why don't you share a little bit about what you've been doing?
Absolutely. So as we rolled out this program, I was asked to speak about the alternative breakfast program and wellness and healthy living for our students so much. And I said, you know, I can't do this if I'm not healthy myself and I don't lose weight myself. So I decided to lose weight, and I lost 45 pounds since the beginning of the school year to set an example for the students.
For somebody who's thinking about doing an alternative breakfast program, what kind of message would you want to send to them to let them know, hey, this thing really works?
I would say make sure you collaborate up front and talk to everyone involved, because I just went out and did it. It was a no-brainer to me. So I didn't talk to everyone at first, and that was a mistake because I had to backtrack and go out and spend a lot of time trying to get buy-in when I could have done that up front. So I would say make sure you bring the teachers in, the administrators in, the parents in, and the students in, so they all understand the purpose of the initiative, and then they can give you ideas about how to roll this out. And it will be fine. You'll go through some problems, and each school may have a different problem, but each school can work it out if you give them the opportunity to. So make sure you collaborate.
Give us a little bit about the strategies in order to get that successful buy-in and implementation of it.
I've allowed each school team to come up with their own implementation plan. So we came up with some parameters. You have to do breakfast in the classroom, but we came up with a team implementation plan where, as long as you have the administrator, teachers, and parents on each team, you can come up with your own rollout plan. Once we did that, they started rolling it out themselves, and we stopped getting complaints, and they've been doing a great job ever since.
What do you say to the people who might say eating and education, two totally different things? Let's just worry about education.
I have to say that, unfortunately, this is the card we've been dealt. There are students who do not receive meals at home, and schools offer the only opportunity for them to eat at all. And I'm going to feed them because we've been giving the opportunity and the resources to provide them with the meals.
Give us a final piece of advice for somebody who's out there and they're saying, listen, this is a program that, you know, for some people might be questionable, but for you, obviously it works.
Always do the right thing for students, and for students living in poverty, and for many other students, it's important that they have a healthy breakfast. It's helpful to our parents who are rushing to work in the morning. It's helpful for students who want to do their best in school. So let's make sure they get a great start every morning. Just make sure you do your due diligence and work with every facet of your community so that you have a smooth program and you implement it well.
This episode of Courageous Leadership Conversations was made possible by a generous grant by the Walmart Foundation.